What if everything you believed about aging was completely wrong? What if I told you that one of Japan's most inspiring fitness trainers did not start exercising in her 20s, not in her 30s, not even in her 50s? She started at the age of 65. And by the time many people would say, "It's too late for me," Takishima Mika, known as Takimika, completely rebuilt her body, became a fitness instructor in her late 80s, and started teaching people younger than her how to move, stretch, and stay strong. So if you are watching this and thinking, "I am too old, too stiff, too tired, or too late to change," this video is exactly for you. Because today, we are not just talking about exercise. We are talking about the mindset, habits, food, movement, and daily discipline of a Japanese woman who turned aging into her second life. And the most shocking part? Her secret is not extreme dieting, expensive supplements, or some miracle routine. It is something much simpler, and most people ignore it every single day. Stay until the end. Because the last lesson from her life may completely change how you see your own age. Takishima Mika, born January 15, 1931, currently 93 years young, and arguably the most energetic person you'll encounter today. While most people her age are winding down, Takishima is showing up at the gym before sunrise, coaching students half her age, and growing her social media following like a seasoned content creator. Japan has long been celebrated as a nation where people don't just live long, they live well. Centenarians are almost commonplace there, and the culture of active, health-conscious living runs deep. But even by Japanese standards, Takishima Mika stands apart. She currently holds the remarkable distinction of being the country's oldest working fitness instructor, a title she earned not at 20, not at 40, but at 87 years old. And here's the twist that makes her story truly extraordinary. She never touched a dumbbell until she was 65. For most of her life, Takishima was, by her own admission, noticeably overweight. In an interview, she recalled with characteristic honesty, "My trouser size was twice what it is today, and I kept telling myself everything was fine." That comfortable denial shattered one afternoon when her husband made a comment about her weight. Rather than brush it off, she walked straight into a gym and set a target to lose 15 kilograms. That single, stinging moment of honesty changed everything. She began training at 65. By 79, she had taken on a personal coach to push her further. And at 87, after more than 2 decades of disciplined, methodical work, she didn't just graduate from a weekend certification course and call herself a trainer. She had lived her credentials every rep, every stretch, every early morning, and stepped into the role of instructor with the kind of authority that no certificate can manufacture. Now let's talk about how this woman actually spends her days, because it will make most of us quietly reconsider our excuses. Takishima runs on just 3 to 4 hours of sleep. She's in bed by 11 p.m. and up before 4 a.m. Not because she forces herself, but because she genuinely believes the early hours hold a special power for training. By 4 o'clock, she's already out the door, glass of water in hand. Her morning walk is no casual stroll. She covers 4 kilometers on foot, then pushes into a 3-kilometer run, before looping back 1 kilometer in the opposite direction. Rain cancels it. Nothing else does. The whole circuit takes roughly 2 hours. Breakfast arrives around 7 a.m., and it's a masterclass in nutrition. Grilled mackerel or salmon alongside eggs, natto, tofu, kimchi, and vegetables fermented in rice bran. Rich in protein, packed with probiotics, and prepared at home with no shortcuts. Even while doing housework afterward, she's incorporating stretching. Even while watching television, her spine is perfectly upright, her core engaged. She walks through her own home on her tiptoes. "It doesn't feel like discipline," she says. "It genuinely brings me joy." Lunch is deliberately light, with a single banana and a small probiotic drink. She's noticed that eating too much midday makes her drowsy, and drowsiness has no place in her schedule. Afternoons are devoted to her students' individual sessions, group classes, and increasingly online training, reaching people far beyond her neighborhood. On days without scheduled classes, she trains herself independently. During every session, the music stays off. Silence, she says, allows her to focus completely on form and feel, to listen to what her body is telling her. Her personal collection of 5 signature exercises forms the backbone of her strength work. Overhead barbell presses, building gradually in weight, a wide-legged seated bend targeting posture and core, the full splits, a prone split stretch requiring serious flexibility built over years, and finally, weighted squats, challenging, purposeful, and effective. Dinner is warm and wholesome, typically a vegetable and chicken soup loaded with cabbage, mushrooms, potatoes, and carrots, slow cooked until everything melds together. Takishima has always eaten real food, steering clear of artificial additives and processed ingredients. But she's no extremist about it. Asked about indulgences, she laughed. "When I want cake, I eat it. I sometimes plan to save half for the next day, but I always finish it the same night." Her evenings don't wind down into passive television watching. She spends that free time learning, sharpening her computer skills, studying English, and working through educational exercises. A few gentle movements before bed, and the cycle begins again. Why does she do all of this? Not an obligation, not vanity. She does it to connect. One day, an email arrived from a stranger, a woman who had stumbled across one of Takishima's videos at what she described as the lowest point of her life, when she had quietly decided her best years were behind her. Watching Takishima move, laugh, and train at 9-0, something gave her a reason to look forward instead of back. That email became a mission. "Perhaps what I'm doing," Takishima has said, "can pull some of the lonely elderly out of isolated people who are quietly fading away alone. I want to travel to all 47 regions of Japan, performing live training sessions so people can simply come and watch. If even one person feels inspired enough to move their body, that's enough. My goal is to still be instructing at 100 and to make as many people as possible a little bit healthier." Takishima Mika is not famous because she's old. She's celebrated because she refused to let age become a ceiling. She is proof, carved in muscle and discipline and genuine joy, that the number on your birth certificate is not a sentence. It is simply a starting point.